Every day I need to renew my thinking. I'm changing my form, the shape of my thoughts every day. I'm being reshaped, resculpted, re-imaged, not to fit into the world, but to become more like my spiritual parent, changing the form, not fitting in. As a matter of fact, you know, the Bible calls the believers peculiar people. Did you know that? Peculiar meaning those who don't conform, those who don't look like all those who do conform. Peculiar. They stand out. You and I, we should stand out. There should be something different. How is it that that person who doesn't make the same amount of money as the person who's fitting in, who's conforming, but yet they're still able to be happy? How is it that the person who doesn't live in the so-called right neighborhood, but nonetheless, they're still able to have joy? I'm going somewhere with this. I want you to understand that conforming to the world is not what produces spiritual happiness or joy. Conforming to the world, fitting into their guidelines is not what makes you and I a blessed or favored believer. It is exactly the opposite. What makes us peculiar is that we're not following the normative value system of the world, but we're still walking around blessed. We're not following what the world requires and demands, but we still have the favor of God that's resting upon our lives. Yes, I have to face some challenging circumstances in my everyday life, but they are a part of the series of life experiences that cause me to grow up. That when it's all said and done, I'm still growing up. I'm still developing. I'm still rising up and beyond my current problems and issues. Why? Because I'm changing the shape of my thoughts and then changing the shape of my life. I'm allowing life to still happen, no matter what kind of challenges I might have to face. Watch this. So I got to make these last 3 points. What is it? Where are we going with these life experiences? To prove 3 things. First of all, notice it says that you might prove. That word prove means to test. To test. The intention of a test is to deliver a particular outcome. So he says, I want to prove 3 things by changing, by transforming, renewing my mind. I'm going to change. I'm going to prove 3 things. Watch this. First of all, what is the good? Watch this. Concerning the will of God. What is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God? Let's talk about the good. The good represents what has been finalized. What has been finalized. In the book of Genesis, when God finished his work of creation day by day, Genesis chapter 1, you can look at verse 10, verse 11. At the end of his creation work, he says, and that it was good. Good defining that it was finished. The work inside of that had been finished. It didn't need anything else that could be added to it, and you couldn't take anything away from it.